Hi, welcome to Books and Bocadillos. My name is Mariandrea, and this is day 9 of the Poetry Readathon. And this is the last day of this video series. So the last prompt that I have left is the free space, which is self-care, do as you wish kind of a prompt. Like, you make the rules for this one, right? So for today's video, I want to finish something that I started a couple of weeks ago. A couple of weeks ago, my local indie had a recycled poetry event. And for this event, we got creative and crafty. And the purpose of the event was to take poems, cut them up, and maybe do some like altered art page or poster. I wasn't feeling the creativity vibes at the time because I had a lot on my mind that morning. But I brought the materials home and now I'd like to finish and do some creative journaling. So they had 3 poems available to choose from. I took the 3 poems, and what I'm going to do now is cut them up and do some creative journaling with them. And I have the materials from that workshop, and I'll show you when I flip the camera over. So this is what I'll be doing for this prompt. And if you're into creative journaling, then please come along. And if you're not, then thank you so much for being here with me up until this point. I will switch the camera over and begin the creative journaling process. All right, so I have cut up the 3 poems into phrases and words, and I have them in this little jar ready for recycling and creative journaling. Before I get onto that, I thought I'd share the 3 poems with you. So the 3 poems that were made available to us at this workshop were Mr. Nobody by Anonymous, How Do I Love Thee, Sonnet 43 by Elizabeth Barrett Browning, and Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. I have Mary Oliver's Devotions poetry collection, and I know Wild Geese is in here, so I will read that first. This is Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. That is Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. Next, I will read How Do I Love Thee, Sonnet 43 by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach when feeling out of sight. For the ends of being and ideal grace, I love thee to the level of every day's most quiet need. By sun and candle light, I love thee freely as men strive for right. I love thee purely as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seem to lose, with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears, all of all my life, and if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death. That was Sonnet 43, How Do I Love Thee by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. The third poem was new to me. I'd never read or heard of this poem before this event, and this is Mr. Nobody by Anonymous. I know a funny little man, as quiet as a mouse, who does a mischief that is done in everybody's house. There's no one ever sees his face, and yet we all agree that every plate we break was cracked by Mr. Nobody. 'Tis he who always tears our books, who leaves the door ajar. He pulls the buttons from our shirts and scatters pins afar. That squeaking door will always squeak, for prithee, don't you see? We leave the oiling to be done by Mr. Nobody. He puts damp wood upon the fire that kettles cannot boil. His are the feet that bring in mud and all the carpets soil. The papers always are mislaid. Who had them last but he? There's no one tosses them about but Mr. Nobody. The finger marks upon the door by none of us are made. We never leave the blinds unclosed to let the curtains fade. The ink we never spill, the boots that lying around you see, are not our boots. They all belong to Mr. Nobody. Mr. Nobody by Anonymous. So, on to the journaling. Okay, so we, at this poetry workshop, we painted paper and I've torn off like bits and pieces. I got this magazine headline here, Find Your Bliss. This was a theme that I focused on last year, and I really feel like it's kind of ongoing, and this might be my theme for my my 40s, at least this initial part of my decade. I saw this picture of Julia Roberts in Eat, Pray, Love, and I cut it out. So I'm gonna just put some things together here before I start making recycled poetry. I am reaching into my zipper bag here to grab some glue, mounting squares, and let's see. So I'm using these mounting squares. Start with this one. My brain is going it's like so fast, so many thoughts, and I'm trying to just clear my thoughts and be present with you and my journal. Having a lot of thoughts about the day, work. I'm just wanting to quiet everything down. So bear with me in my silence as I try to silence my thoughts and just be mindful and present with you. Okay. I think I'm going to put this here. How's your day going, or how was your day? Do you take time to unwind and clear your thoughts, clear your mind? Are there thoughts that linger for you at the end of the day that are hard to disconnect or turn off? If you want to share, just leave me a comment. I'd like to know that I'm not alone with just the practice of silencing the day. Okay. I think like this. How do I want to? I struggled so much when I was doing this at the workshop because, okay, as you can see, I've already tried to do something with it, and then I kind of tore it all up. And I think that's just part of the creative process, right? You try something once, and then you take a step back and you look at it and you think, it's not quite what I envisioned. And then you give yourself permission to start over. That's kind of what I did. I had started something 2 weeks ago and then just had time to sit with it, and then on just taking a look at it, I just wasn't what I had envisioned or what I had hoped. So sometimes you just have to let go of things and just start over and just accept that things don't have to be perfect. And that's hard to do because I think we can demand a lot from ourselves. I know I can. Sometimes it's just necessary to give permission and be kind to yourself in the process of starting over, letting go, releasing expectations or perfection. All right. I'm gonna. Okay. I'm not really just thinking about this anymore. I think I over did a lot of overthinking the day of the workshop and didn't like where it took me. So I think right now I'm just kind of going with the gut and putting things just randomly, placing things randomly. So, okay. And so I'm going to leave this here. If you're wondering what notebook this is my A6 Stalogy. I just enjoy it so much. I was more into mine last year, and this year I haven't used it very much. I haven't gone very far with it, but I really like the size and I like the paper, so I want to pick it up again, which is why I'm doing this in my little Stalogy. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, That's a lot of words here. Let's see what stands out. I like this phrase, find your bliss. So I like with my lost saints. And my theme is find your bliss. So that's kind of where I'm going to go. Pebbles. I like pebbles. Across the, that might be helpful. I love landscapes. The world goes on. Okay. Across the landscapes. Okay. Pebbles. The world goes on. Whoever you are. Okay. I wonder if you're seeing something. If you're seeing something that I'm not seeing, let me know in the comments. Heading home again. I really like that. It's part of finding my bliss. Meanwhile is a good transition word. Or made. Okay. The rain. I like the rain. Passion. Childhoods. No matter. Okay. I have to put something down. How do I want to start? I love. Okay. You might not see it yet. So I'm putting I love just temporarily. I love. Let me see. To let childhoods. Okay, there's I know. Okay. I know the world goes on. To let childhood's imagination childhood's imagination. Okay. I know the world goes on. Let me try again. I know the world goes on. Meanwhile, whoever you are. Meanwhile, the world offers the rain. across the landscapes. Pebbles with childhood's imagination. Heading home again to let whoever you are no matter the mischief. No matter the mischief. I know the world goes on. Meanwhile, the world offers the rain across the landscapes, pebbles with childhood's imagination, heading home again to let whoever you are, no matter the mischief. Whoever you are, no matter the mischief. Let's see. No matter the mischief, smiles, tears, landscapes, blue air, pebbles with childhood's imagination. Heading home again to let whoever you are, no matter the mischief, smiles, tears. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to put this to the side. I know, this has been very relaxing and fun. Just to sit here and try to put thoughts together. I know the world goes on. Meanwhile, the world offers the rain. The artist who gave this class suggested running these words, these cutouts of words through a sticker machine and making them into stickers, and that would be easier to deal with. And I think that would be, but I don't have a sticker machine, so I am just trying to do the best that I can with what I've got. I think I accidentally turned off the camera or got disconnected. I don't know if I've lost the footage prior to this point, but I am starting to record again from this point on. Hopefully I didn't lose the coverage, or the footage. If I did, I just want to recap. I've played around with these words for a little bit, and it's been very relaxing and meditative. Just trying to unwind from the day of work. Today's Tuesday. See, Monday, Tuesday. It's a Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. It's nighttime and it's bedtime. I think my brain is nearly ready to call it a day. And I will as soon as I finish this page. I am getting glue dots onto these little papers, so it's a little bit tedious. So that's the noise that you hear as I'm grabbing glue dots from the roll. I'm not really overthinking this anymore. I mentioned that earlier. Just trying to go with the flow, not think things through too much. It's all about practice, not perfection. This is just for play, not for performance or grading or anything like that. And thank you for spending this time and playing recycled poetry with me. Let's see. Almost done. I'm just having a second guessing moment, but I'm just going to keep going with it. There's so much I want to say, but I'm just trying to stay present and in this moment. I try not to distract myself with thoughts about the future or the past. Just trying to stay in the present and be okay with the silence. And I think I'm going to change that. Just grammatically, if it's better here. Don't love the spacing, but mischief calls to you, smiles, tears. No, I'm out of room. Ugh. I'm gonna have to break it up. Let's see. Let's see. All my life with my I really like the whole phrase like this. I'm trying to make the phrase smaller in size by cutting it a little bit closer to the text to see if that might make it fit, and so I don't have to cut up the words because I actually like the phrase. Alrighty. And then this might be off the page a bit, but I am going to go with it anyway. Okay, so I finished, and this is what it looks like. I'm just gonna keep it like this. So it says, find your bliss. I know the world goes on. Meanwhile, the world offers the rain across the landscape's blue air, pebbles with childhood's imagination, heading home again, to let whoever you are, no matter the mischief, calls to you, smiles, tears, all my life with my lost saints. So that is my recycled poetry page. Thank you so much for being here with me. It was fun to do this poetry readathon series. Until we talk again. Hasta la próxima.